It's the Among Us Club.
I sometimes check Discord and I notice that there's some new clubs listed on like the university page. One time I saw one that's like, there's a new club that's all about furry. Intriguing. I mean, yeah, some people are into that, not me, but you know. Yeah, you do you. Yeah, you do you.
Oh yeah, by the way, here's the announcements for the next few weeks. So take a picture of it or a screenshot.
I mean, I can imagine like a huge like, I don't want to call it a strip mine, but that's what I call it. So what happened is like set up like a tower that has all these villagers, and they're always scared by this zombie that pops in and out. And when villagers are scared, they build iron golems, I think. And I had no idea that was a thing. And then like it's all automated, so like the iron golems automatically die and just fill up this like case with iron. I had no idea you could do that. XD, is this compatible with your? It is an MS Paint set. It's not. How is it not compatible? I have not been able to successfully update this laptop in like almost a year. Oh. I have not touched Minecraft in a while, and I feel kind of embarrassed because, like, if people try to find me, all they're going to see is this, like, crappy home that I built, and then I just never touched it again. No, I mean, I've been playing a lot in my home with Minecraft. So.
I have like thousands of carrots and like nothing else basically.
I had the best house I've ever lived.
Oh, hello. Am I audible here?
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, so we do have a dedicated Minecraft night. I'll probably attend that. Get back to yeah, that's gonna be during spring break. So it's like we're not gonna have a real meeting during spring break. I still don't know what I'm going to do about spring break because I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to play. Like, you can always like take a flight to Ukraine. I'm sure they're really busy right now. I looked it up. It's like a one-way flight to Ukraine. It's like $100, which is like the same price as flying to Nashville.
Honestly, I would say I'd say $100 is a bit overpriced.
For the record, I'm not actually Ukrainian. Okay. But now I live in Florida, but I still don't want to drive home.
Yeah.
It's like 3 hours away. It's a 3 hour drive, and I've never driven that long by myself, and I just don't want to do it. 3 hours away. I live a little more like 3.5 hours from here. I mean, it's here like. Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to like drive home because like the dining hall is like close during the whole break. Yeah, I don't want to stay in this store. That's why you get even better. Like there's not gonna be anything here. Yeah, but then you're not like bored. Plus, this is it's mostly the drive and the fact that also I don't. I'll figure something out. too afraid of actually staying on campus. But I'd probably be more embarrassed by that. It'd be like, where do you go for spring break? I'd be like, I stayed right where I was.
Yeah.
It's such an embarrassing answer.
Yeah.
And plus, there's also the fact that some people, do that because they actually like really can't go home for like a spring break because like I don't know, it's expensive.
Yeah, they live like in China or something.
Yeah, they live. They take a flight to Florida basically. Oh, it's 6:16.
Oh yeah. If you're ready, we'll get started. All right. All right, we're gonna get started here. Okay. Guys, we're gonna get started. All right, so thank you all for coming. Just have a couple of announcements before we jump right in. So next week, we have a meeting on front-end development. It'll be really cool. I've been preparing it for a while. I'll go over an intro to front-end development, styling solutions, React and reactivity, deployments, anything you might need to know to start making your own apps. Week after that, we'll have a meeting on networks with guest speakers from Verizon. More details on that later. The 8th of March is spring break, so we're not kind of like a real meeting. It'll just be like Minecraft chilling. Yeah. March 15th, we'll have an info session from JP Morgan. Once again, more details on that after that. And March 22nd, software testing. Yeah, so we've been updating our calendar at ufssd.org. Should be pretty updated. Also, update on our Minecraft server. We got a, am I sharing my screen, by the way? Yeah, so we got an iron farm operational. Blake made it. It's at X230Z-70. Really big news. So go check it out after the meeting if you want. And for today, this will be a workshop on Adobe XD. Our guest speaker today is Dr. Kang from the Institute of Digital Worlds. She is the professor for principles of interaction and usability. And she's also done a lot of research in like VR stuff. So really cool stuff. And so please welcome Dr. Kang. And yeah. Yeah, so yeah, just share your screen if you're on Zoom.
Yes, I have connected
Oh.
HDMI. Or HDMI.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, awesome. Can you all hear me? Should I speak up? Okay, nice meeting you, everyone. It's so good to see you. Can you actually, explain a little bit about your, club? I believe
Oh, yeah.
this is a student club, right?
Yeah, so we're a club. We're mostly computer science students here, and we do topics on really all sorts of things that computer science students might need to know. So we've done stuff on like software testing, version control, UX design,
Okay.
cybersecurity. You name it, we've probably done it at some point.
That is amazing. You know what? I'm going to take advantage of that. Well, I'm going to talk about that soon. But anyhow, because today I am here to mainly talk about Adobe XD. So if you don't have it already, I highly recommend to download Adobe XD. You can just go to Adobe XD website, just Google it. How many of you already have it installed on your computer? Okay, if you don't have, I highly recommend this. Okay, because I am going to do a quick tutorial of this one, how to use Adobe XD. Well, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. I just go by Kang. My name is Hyojang Kang, but I think Kang is the easiest part of my name to pronounce. So I just go by Kang. If you run into me in the street, just say Kang is perfectly fine. I hold my bachelor degree in marketing, actually. Then I studied fashion because anybody knows the Project Runway? It's really old TV show. If you're nodding, wow, how old you are. How do you even know that TV show came out when I was in high school? That was like 2000s, 4, 5? Did you guys even born at 2004? 2003, okay. I was into like Project Runway, so I was like, I want to do that part. Then, I worked in actually a consulting company, but most of my work was not really, the fashion related back then. It was I was somehow, into the optimization team for the store layout. So basically what I did was, do you guys know why grocery store puts, let's say, chocolate or bakery product next to veggie? If you walk into Whole Foods, you are going to notice that they have, cakes and chocolate, muffins
I mean,
next
for,
to
for this one,
carrot, cucumber.
potentially, like you could list it for probably a little bit less. Do you want me to list it?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Actually, if we list it at something, we can always change the price later.
Well, that is actually partially correct.
You can
That is
bring it
correct.
down,
The
like, you
research
can bring it
content,
down,
most people,
but
make
to
reference
cancel it and then
like
relist
real
higher.
products.
Samuel, you've got a live mic.
We can wait then, that's
So that was
fine.
mainly why we.
And you'll get the serum for holding for 30 days.
Combined together and we were optimizing.
You want both the serums?
Then I
Okay.
got into another
there's
team
another.
that was actually
So his,
optimizing the layout for the website. which was
his floor right
completely
now
different.
is not
But
that great.
anyhow, so that was why I
I mean, it's
actually
really-
got into, interest in studying UX design. So my PhD was in design study, but somehow I wasn't actually working in the computer science department because my main research area was virtual reality. So you guys are computer science students. So I made a huge mistake because when I took, picked my PhD program, I found a program called computer graphics. So I thought, oh my God, maybe we are learning, computer graphics like Maya or Photoshop, which was completely wrong idea. You guys took probably computer graphic courses, right? What do you learn? No? GPU programming, WebGL, Java. I think back then we used actually C++. I hated it. So anyhow, I made a mistake about, studying computer graphics so-called, but anyhow, that is my PhD program. So this was one of the biggest company in China, Alibaba. We are thinking about using VR for fashion shopping and the shopping experience.
这样的体验有没有让你很兴奋？
I do not speak Chinese, so I do not understand what they're talking about. The basic idea, I believe, here is that you can use VR headset and see how the product will fit you. So that was actually my main PhD research was about. I was interested in how to design a better VR interfaces. So most of VR current interfaces actually just present the images, like 2D images, which is basically, you have an Amazon website in front of you. So I was thinking maybe there can be a better idea. Maybe we can combine like 3D component and the 2D interface together to make shopping experiences better. So that was my main PhD research topic was about. My current research is more about 3D user interaction. So how can you create the tool that is easy to interact with in VR or mixed reality interface. So this is actually one of my recent work.
Oh, Dr. Tom, I think you're not actually sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not? Okay, let's see. Share the screen.
Can you share it on? Do you have Zoom on your computer?
Yes, absolutely. Do you know the Zoom meeting address?
Yes.
ID is
6608 42
2
8381.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'll turn off this mic.
Okay, what about now? Can you see the screen? Can you like and
Yep, it's all good.
okay, great. Well, yeah, I'm not going to talk about my work more, but the basic idea is we are using VR. So I'm actually working with a criminologist right now. They are interested in, how to design a store better to prevent, shoplifting and on a lot of, crime-related behavior in the store, like active shooting. So we are basically creating a, VR simulation tool. The basic idea is you can just, because currently in order to simulate things in VR, you have to use a Unity. You guys are familiar with the Unity, I believe. That means you have to do the C# programming, you have to import 3D asset from Maya. So we are interested in creating a tool, basically like a PowerPoint or SketchUp that anybody, including police officers or criminal researcher, can simulate things in VR just simply by adding a character and the sound, and simulate things in VR view, things like this. So anyhow, we have, let's see, we actually have created a tool like this. So because our client didn't really like cartoony look, me and my student just try to create a sort of much better scene. Like you can navigate the store here and zooming in and add maybe signs here. You got the basic idea, and simulate the different things by adding a character, and you can animate it. Come on. Okay, there is a bug I found. I definitely have to fix it. You are supposed to, yes, like I can make this one to move to here. And if you click the VR button, it's not playing in VR because I didn't connect the VR headset. But once you put the VR headset, it's supposed to play everything in VR. So we are building this. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because to take advantage of having you here, because I'm hiring Unity developer right now. The pay is $15 per hour. I know this is not a lot, but this can be exciting project if you're interested in VR. So I am trying to use XR management. So in the past, I have used Oculus, VR input, but because that was not compatible with other VR headset, I'm trying to switch entire thing to XR management. So if you are familiar with a VR or C# and Unity overall, and if you are interested in this, working on this over the summer, feel free to email me. Yes. And today, I'm here to talk about Adobe XD, the prototyping tool. You guys know to develop a stuff like this, that takes a lot of time. Even designing UI in Unity is such a hassle, to make a button work and things just doesn't really work well. That is why I love having a prototyping tool so that you don't have to program at all. But the important thing, especially if you have a client, just, you guys know, building simple scenes like this took 6 months for, my 3 students. That is quite a lot of times. But a lot of times your clients just want to get the design or get the idea within a month or so. So that is why we definitely need a prototype so that we can illustrate what we are thinking about and what we are going to build, and so that we can communicate to the clients. Well, there are many prototyping tools. Adobe XD is one. There are Sketch, Figma. So Sketch, Figma, you can use this just on the website. So you don't have to download anything. You can just go to Figma and work there. That is a huge benefit. The reason I'm using Adobe XD is that Adobe XD is so far has a lot of plugin feature, and it's the cheapest if you are going to collaborate with each other. I believe for the Figma you have to pay, what was it, like $19 or so if you are going to collaborate more than 3 members. But I believe for the Adobe, because you are a student, you have a student account, so you can invite a lot of collaborate and work on the same project. So today I'm going to talk about Adobe XD. It's a quick tutorial how to use it. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend to download Adobe XD. Well, we are going to, let's say, just open up the new file, but the basic idea is that super simple one, log in and just like menu pops up and the clicking feature. Basically, on button click in HTML. We are going to create this using Adobe XD. Okay, new file. So if you do have Adobe XD, I highly recommend you just open up the Adobe XD and let's just do it together. Okay, that is the best way to learn. Okay, so okay, which platform do you prefer? iPhone 12 or iPhone XR? Anybody has iPhone 12 Pro, or which is the most popular phone? iPhone one. iPhone just 12, not Pro. 11, X. Okay, I'm just gonna go for 12, probably 12 Pro Max or something. Actually 12. So what you can do is if you are going to create a new file, you can decide a layout. The really great thing is that this will give you, for the web platform, you guys probably already know this 1920 is like the most popular kind of format for website design. So this is kind of standard. And for the phone, you can just decide which one you are gonna go for. If you are not happy about this, there are ways to change it. So let's look at the menu here. Anybody ever used a Photoshop before? Great. Illustrator. Great. Then a lot of these tools should be quite familiar to you. Something that might be quite confusing is this tool. So here you have a component, and this is the layer. And the layer, before we jump into the layer, this is called artboard. Can you read this? So this artboard, if you navigate to the bottom, okay, artboard bottom, where is it? Yeah, for somehow I cannot navigate to this. Come on. What is happening? Yeah. Okay, so, oh, yep, never mind. Okay, now it's working. It's confusing. So in order to actually, navigate through the scene, you have to hold the middle mouse. The middle mouse. I do not know how it's going to translate into the, keypad. But if you hold the middle mouse, you can just sort of pan around the scene. And if you click this one is our board. I got confused. So here, if you are looking, check this one. Under the T, under the text, you can change to iPhone 12 or iPhone X, or you can even look at the iPad. I'm going to check iPad Pro. Pretty big, wow. So you can see the all different size here. So this is probably the most important thing. You need a place to fill this out. And if you are going to just copy this one, just click Control D. Control D is like, duplicate. That applies to a lot of different applications. So let's look at the shape here. So this shape, these are all the shapes you can use. This one and this one. So when I said it's pretty much similar to Illustrator, if you are familiar with Illustrator, you are familiar with this curved shape, right? This is how it works. Like you can just create this a random shape, and I actually kind of like it, like sort of artistic, abstract art. Well, the really great things about this, Adobe XD, this is really built for UX design. Let's say I love this icon. This is something I want to use for everything, like a button click. Then you can just go to this component chart. So here there is a color component. If you click the plus icon, and you know what, you can just have these multiple components. Instead of using duplicate, these will become a really great resource, because when you are designing UI, it is really important to have a consistent look. If you are going to use so many different colors across all the different design, they may not really look consistent. So I highly recommend to actually pick a color first. If you are going to build a new application, color is something that is highly related with the brand awareness. Like Target, what color is that? Red. Starbucks. Green. UF. Blue and orange. Okay, so let's pick some color. which color do you prefer for this one, for our application? Which color do you like? Purple, I like purple, I love purple. So I'm going to pick, which purple should I pick? This one? Okay, so if you pick this color, you can actually add a color as your component too. So it's really important. I highly recommend to actually use the consistent color instead of picking up the random color across this entire application. But I like that. Okay, let's use that color across my app. Let's first create the login page. So if you are going to create the login page, what we can do is pick a color like, so instead of picking up the color like this, you can simply click the icon and click this one, and it will be automatically applied to your contents. Well, I like purple, but you know what? I am going to use some more dynamic look. So what you can do is just kind of create a gradation look. So if you go to this like a fill menu, and the default menu is a solid color. But if you click linear, or there is already all different source, you can pick a gradient color. I personally like this. Let's go for this. Just create more interesting look here. Okay, now what I want to do is maybe add an icon. Okay, add a, not really icon, but let's say what does login page should include? The basic component you should include it for the login page. Text field, yes. And I saw the hand again. Username and password. Okay, so if you are creating all this like the shape here, you can change the color by going to the fill here, or if you want to change the border, you can change the color of the border. It's not really clear, so I'm just going to increase the size like 10 here, and maybe pick a yellow. Okay, so again, this is like super intuitive. If you do not like having a border, just uncheck it, and you can even change the shape of this. And another really great feature I highly like to use is just like doing this. What was the HTML thing for this one? Margin, the round shape. Was like, what was that? Bubble, was it bubbles? Bamble, okay. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I used CSS. I forgot all the term, but you basically got the idea, right? So this one is like, you don't have to script at all. It's like super intuitive to use. So, okay, let's say this is my ID and password and, maybe the login button. Instead of doing that, another really great things about, great things about Adobe XD is a repeat grid. If you click repeat grid, and you can just simply, doing this. If you have a multiple menu, this can be super, helpful feature. But you know what? For right now, I'm just going to click and here. So that will be, let's say, if you just like type text, you can just type a text. So this will be enter email. And let's see for the password. And let's say this is the login button. Login. Okay, now this is a design question. What is wrong with this design? This is not really good design. The text is not what? Text is not center. Yes, let's try to put it in the center. Just like here. Center alignment. Okay, not really working. Come on, what is happening? But let's just try to put it center. Do you think this one looks better?
The login button, it's basically formatted the same as email. So
Good. It looks like a text field, right? In regard of UI, it is so important to provide the right visual feedback. Actually, this just looks like a text field. Doesn't really look like a button. How can you change it? You can invert the color. I love that. I will definitely just make it a bit bigger. and invert the color. So for this one, maybe just use a dark green and use a white. Now it looks like a button, I guess, right? Another really great thing is that just providing a visual clue that this is a button you can click. So the way you can do this is in Adobe XD, there is a menu called component. Under the repeat grid, there is a menu called component. If you click here, there is a default stage and there is a hover stage. If you click the hover state, what you can do is just change some color. I am not really trying to make it look so pretty, so it looks quite ugly right now, but anyhow. Now, so really great things about Adobe XD is that there is a design page and the prototype page. So design page is where you put everything just looking nice and everything. And the prototype is, you are basically, okay, here, I'm just going to put a default page. Come on, default page this one should be white. Okay, if you move to a prototype page, you can just like simulate all the animation. Understand it's more like kind of animation plane. So now if I play this one, then you can, in the prototype page, you can just simulate the interaction. Now, if I put my mouse on top of it, it signals that this is something I can click to. So I highly recommend to actually use out this hover feature. Like if you are not having this, at least like visual indication, this is interactable item, it can often confuse this user. So enter email password. I personally prefer to put it under here. And well, this actually doesn't really look that pretty. Am I the only one who thinks like that? How can you make it look prettier? Make it bigger? Turning the gray, I like that. Because this just looks like a comment, I love that idea. If you are making more kind of gray, it's like, it's indicating, that's an example.
I'm thinking we could also decrease the opacity of the water button so it kind of blend into the color scheme.
Oh, that's an amazing idea. Which color should I pick?
No, I mean the opacity.
Opacity, I'm sorry, that is, I love that idea. I even didn't think about that. Oh, this looks much nicer. I love that. That is a good one. Okay. So, well, you can actually also use the icon. So when I said Adobe XD has a really amazing plugin, if you navigate to here, I already downloaded this. There are a bunch of plugins that you can download. Something I always use is this icon. You don't have to, go through the example icon. It already has all this tool. So once you install this, if you want to use it, just like, click the get and it will automatically download it to your Adobe XD. This is an icon menu. I'm just going to put user. Then here, if I click, well, make sure you are clicking the item that you are going to add icon. So let me just try to zoom in. If I click this one and use this one, okay. I mean, it's nice to have some little icons. I'm just going to make it gray. Actually, I'm not a graphic designer, so I don't really know how to make it look nicer, but let's try to do it. So password, I'm just going to type key. So I don't know, maybe this one. Okay, this one. So really amazing thing is that these are all the vector images. So you can actually play with it. So that is like really amazing feature. If you want to make it like, smaller, like you can just like do things like this. So you can adjust the shape and the color and everything. So I actually highly recommend to use this like plugin, at least like icon one. This is the main reason I actually love Adobe XD. Well, I'm not saying this is like still like super pretty, but let's just like keep it like this. Okay, now let's say I want to make a menu. So let's say, because we are going to stick with the purple one, I'm just going to use this one and use the color that we picked. Go to component and you can just apply this. Then boom, you have the color. And I am going to show when is the cases where you can use a repeat grid. So let's see. So you know what? Okay, I think my berry is dying. 11. That is the thing when you have a, this graphic card. I spent a lot of money to get the like 2070s. The thing is, your computer is going to die in like 20 seconds, 20 minutes. Oh, there you go. Well, another really great feature here is that you can actually use the, shadow. So this is another really frequently used feature. So instead of just using a, shadow like this, well, in the shadow, you can play with the blur part. This B actually indicate the blur. So if I say a 20, it's going to, make it more blurrier so that it's, you see the differences, right? Okay, let's say this is like a, I don't know, maybe dating app. And I want to see list of, I don't know, people here. And I'm going to then say add a profile picture. And there are another plugin I personally like to use, which is called UI Faces. This is one of the popular plugin Adobe XD. So again, you can just go to plugin and type, UI face. I believe it's probably, under the most popular, this one. This is probably the most popular one. So it will be probably on your first page. I already downloaded this. So if you navigate to this one and select the photo, you can use, these are the free, copyright free. So you can actually use all this picture. So when you're designing UI, something I really highly recommend to check is a copyright. If you are going to use our images and the random people's pictures, make sure it's not against any copyright. It can actually cause some huge issue if you're going to publish, or if you're working in a company, then of course you can even go to the legal process. So these are all the copyright free. So I'm just going to check this one. And random name. Matt? Bass. Okay, I like that. Or I'm just kidding. Okay, Bath. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. What is wrong with the Bath? Like, come on. Anyhow, Bath. I don't know, maybe age of. I don't think it's appropriate to have an age in your dating. What should I say? If this is a dating application, what kind of information should I provide? Name and interest, interesting. Oh, come on, I'm just going to say music. Come on. Okay, music. But anyhow, let's see. I'm going to make this smaller and okay. Let's say this is something that you want to use for the older format, then you can just simply, Oh, that is an amazing idea. Like a line here. Yeah. That I love it. Wow, are you design student or? That is good idea. Okay, let's try to make it, I don't know, maybe something like this. How should I make it, like long like this or? Okay. Yeah, because I know it's still not that pretty, but what should I add? This looks good, I guess. Yeah. Great. So something you can do is like if this is a contents you want to use for multiple items, you can definitely do this. And let me just zoom in out. Okay, probably this is like too, I don't know, what should I change? Yes, maybe this is like too, like there are just too much negative space here. And what you can do is, let's say you want to change all the profile picture, then you just click this icon and again, go to UI faces and select photo. Then it will automatically select the 7 item if you click the randomly fill this out, or you can just pick, this 7 faces and apply, then it will just change that to everyone. Well, so many bad. So if you want to just change the text images, you should probably have to have a text, TXT file. You can just like simply drag and drop different names. But anyhow, I will just keep it like this. Okay, then I am also going to add maybe the menu. Let's say I am going to use a menu for, okay, iOS menu, this one. So iOS menu, let's make it big just so that you guys can see it better. Okay, this looks pretty ugly, but you guys get the concept. I personally prefer most keeping this like smaller, but okay, let's say this is a menu you want to, click and open up the menu. What you guys can do is just like, this is probably the most common feature in UI. You have this like a sliding menu. Once you click this hamburger bar, there is another menu popping in, right? So let's see this. Oh, another thing is that if you are doing this, you guys can actually create the sliding feature. So first of all, I will just show how the menu system works. I am going to type menu 1. And because I'm lazy, I'm just going to, just do all of this here. And so the layer, if you go to the layer menu, it sort of works like a Photoshop layer. The one on the top is going to be always on the front. And you can also group the item too. I'm just going to group them together. And let's say I want to make a sliding, then I just copy it. I just could type, type double Control D. And for this one, I'm just going to hide it. Now let's have a fun in the prototype by going to the prototype. So prototype is where you are just linking the item. The really great things about this is you don't have to, put HTML, href, yes, to add a link and, opening a blank page or everything. You can just simply do everything by connecting the. Let's say what I want to do is once you click the login pages, I want to open this up. Then that is it. And for this one, let's say for this button menu, I want to click navigate to this page. And what you can do is here, the animation type is a transition. I'm just going to show how it works. If you go to the play menu, if you click the login, then it will load up this page and you have a sliding menu. But something looks not right. What? So it's not fixed on top, right? So what you can do is simply go to the design tab again and click this fixed position when scrolling. That is all you need to do. Fixed position when you are scrolling. Again, let's go to the prototype menu again and play, login. And now, okay, that is where the layer order is important. So this should always come to the top. In the design part, the rectangle and this icon should be always on the top. Okay, this one should be always on the top. And here, the icon too. Icon here and the icon top here too. Okay, now if I click the icon, the menu pops up. But let's have some fun. So in the prototype, this is a kind of smooth transition like you use in PowerPoint. You can use auto animate feature. So what auto animate is basically like auto animation feature in PowerPoint too. Because you have a same component, if you are going to, actually to show how the auto animate feature work, I'm going to show a new one here and new one here, and make this one small circle. And you know what? Let's just kind of copy this and make it super big. And in the prototype, if I'm going to navigate this one linking here as a auto animate, it's just a kind of a frames in animation. If I click it, just becomes bigger because I have a same component. So you can apply that in the menu design too. If I'm going to click this one, because there was a menu, the next kind of hidden here, it just pops up. And you can do the same thing for menu one, everything. So that is actually basically it. The Adobe XD is like super easy to use. And you can share this entire thing by go to the share link, and you can just create the link like this. So you can open this on your phone and you can just send all this information to your friends. And if you just plug into your USB and link to your phone, you can see it and test in your phone. Another really great thing is that you can actually export this into the Unity. That is an amazing feature. There is a plugin. If you type Adobe XD Unity plugin, so Adobe XD Unity plugin. There is a one I use a lot that you can download in the GitHub. So the basic idea is actually the video shows you. Whoever designed this, I love this person. This is like the coolest feature. Designing something in Unity, it's such a hassle. So, I mean, you cannot really actually add all the script or the button opening and everything, but at least in regard of the design, you should be able to import everything, including the icon. So it will be automatically imported to your asset in the asset folder, which is amazing, amazing, amazing feature. So that will be actually all for today. I'm sorry, it's already 7 o'clock. So I'm sorry if I took too much of time of you. However, again, just to summarize, this can be a really great tool before you are building some stuff, just like to test your idea. And if you have any question, feel free to reach out to me. Eric probably has my email address. Well, that'll be all for today. Any questions?
So, can you actually use Adobe XD to actually like build the final to like build the app, or is it just for like
No.
designing and then
Just like design. That is why I am importing this into the Unity. Then you can actually build the app. Unity doesn't really support like app building that very much, but still I believe this is like the graphic user interface that's super intuitive to use compared to thinking about just like building entire app in Java, Angular and JavaScript. So
yeah, and in this case, for what you've like shown here, what you design in Adobe XD, actually, you can actually turn them into assets for Unity.
yes,
So can you do the same for like other apps?
that I haven't really thought about. Are you talking about Figma and Sketch?
I don't really know how those work.
So I mean, it's not just Adobe XD, there are other, similar tool, but
What I'm suggesting is like what you have here. If you want to like turn this into like an actual, I don't know, dating app or something. This obviously is like a good like design to like share with others, be like, this is how we're going to like
yes.
make it. Okay, but can you actually like use these assets in building your dating app?
So that part is actually not no, not really. This is mainly for the design work. So for example, these are not input field. Here is simply decoration.
Right.
You cannot really enter text. So that's what I use, just import this into the Unity or different tool and use this as a graphic asset and just convert into the input field. That's what I do. Yes, that's true.
So you could just maybe export all the
Yes.
images.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes, and it's not just that. Actually, I haven't actually used that before, but I believe it's not just Adobe XD, but there are prototyping tools where you can convert this to HTML CSS file. That way you can just build an app out of using CSS. I haven't done that before though. I just simply import into Unity.
So on that note, let's say if you wanted to use a prototype to do some kind of like a user testing, how easy that to be able to do like where is it possible for you to have users test the prototype on a week? Kind of without
yes, that is an excellent question. So the usability testing, of course, is not like a beta testing, like because we cannot really test whether the system works or not. It's mainly the idea. Let's say if I have this, this like is all white, then people cannot figure out where is the login button. The user testing is something like this part, but you cannot really test the feasibility of the system and how fast it is running. But what you can do is you can share the entire prototype, and users should be able to like kind of, okay, that doesn't work. Like kind of, click the places. And the popular way of doing user testing is you just sort of record a screen. You give a task. Let's say, okay, my UFL is like one of the horrible Okay, maybe not UFL. Anybody use a Ride RTS? That is such a horrible app. Let's say you are redesigning this and you can give a task like
Thank you.
find
For record, I've been talking with them about the app. It's an ongoing challenge. But yeah,
I mean, of course, the tracking, GPS tracking, everything can be quite tricky, but the UI, you have to type the route number. You have to search the route number. And who remembers the route number? Come on, guys. So the UI is
the
so
route number is the easy one. In order to find a stop, you either need to know the stop code, which is like some 5-digit random number. And you need to know whether it's inbound or outbound. And good luck figuring out which direction is which.
that is like the horrible part. Yeah, I couldn't figure out which direction is which. So if this is actually XD can be really great for the design testing sort of. But like if let's say change the color of the incoming or outbounding sort of direction, people will be figure out. That will be easier to intuitive to understand. But not really for the usability testing you are referring to.
So it's just like, I guess, kind of like a Wizard of Oz prototype.
Sort of, yes. Not a serious like actual prototype tool, but yeah. Actually, I'm curious. I think you can convert this to HTML CSS, maybe Adobe XD. How to export. Web export. I haven't done this before, but I heard that there are some third parties like it was not really Adobe XD, but there were other tools you can just do the graphic design. And are you guys familiar with the Nano, the web editor? Yeah, that was like 1990 something. So you guys probably do not know, but there was like a graphic user interface tool, like where you can just design the website and all the HTML, CSS, JavaScript will be automatically created. What was the thing? So web editor. That was something that was pretty popular when I was growing up, but I forgot the name of it. So you basically kind of create a really this old looking thing. Yeah, like pretty much like a Dreamweaver, then it will automatically create all the HTML CSS file. I believe there was a tool, something like this for Adobe XD, something really like Adobe XD, but that's a third party. It's a Dreamweaver? Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. How guys even know? These are super old. Oh, they have updated? Oh, didn't know that. Nice. Yeah, this was a one I was using when I was a few years, like long times ago. But anyhow, yeah, so just to answer your question again, unfortunately, not really the usability testing, like a full usability testing.
So you designed this for the iPhone 12. Is there a way to make it scale to different screen sizes?
That is a really great question. So that unfortunately, I do not think there is a tool that you can really do this. This is not something that you can do responsive design. You also need to have a third party and import a plugin to automatically resize the contents. Yeah, it doesn't automatically do that. Any other questions? Well, okay, it was nice meeting you, everyone. And yeah.
Yeah, so, by the way, our next meeting once again is Why are Blake and Kaijun still on?
Oh, that's you. Right on my-
I was just watching to see how long it would take you to realize sound wasn't working. It was quite
That is really
funny.
awesome.
Wait, I can't hear you guys if you're talking. I can't tell if they're talking.
Are you done? Have you figured it out yet? Hello?
Yeah, Eric might be trolling or something. I
It's like it's a train wreck from start to finish.
Sorry, I can't hear you guys, but I'll close the Zoom room so I can get the recording. Thanks for coming.
See you, Kaijin.